What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about how I make money and travel. This is a very common question. It comes up all the time. All the new subscribers always want to know this. We've just grown about 10,000 new subscribers in the last like 40 days. So if you're a new subscriber, this one's for you. If you've seen a video like this on our channel, that's fine. But this is for everyone on the channel who aspires to travel full time. The first thing I want to say is absolutely 100%, and every single one of you can do it. The weird thing is the way the world works, the way the universe works, the way God works, whatever you believe in, the way that things work is once you set things in motion and you move in faith, things start to happen for you. I always tell people that I feel like I make more money when I travel. I feel like more opportunities, more income, and everything happens for me when I go. When I stay at home and I be conservative and I start saving money, I feel like I'm stuck in a stagnant rut. So I really feel like I want to get off my chest is people always feel like they can't do it, that someone else can do it, but that's never going to be them. And I'm here to tell you, you got to get out of that mindset because that's like not going to get you anywhere. Any one of you that's watching right now can travel or do this if you start putting things in motion. I'm not going to sit here and say overnight you're going to become, a millionaire or anything like that, but you'd be surprised how many people I see out there that are just traveling and you look at them and you're like, how do you do it? Like, what do they do for work? How do they do this? And I'm more and more convinced day by day that anyone can do it. All you literally have to do is show the universe, show God that you're really interested in doing this and this is what you want to do. This is your passion, and just go, and opportunities will come up. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do to make money while I'm traveling. So that's what this video is going to be about. I am now doing one-on-one travel coaching. You can click the link in the description or in the comments, and you can book a call with me, and I can talk to you one-on-one, give you advice about where to go next, what to see and do. People really like that service because I've been to 90 countries plus, and some of them I've gone to many times over. And for someone who's looking to go to a new place, that's very useful for them. So that's why I'm offering that service one-on-one. People always email me or Instagram me, and I'm not able to get back to them. But when they book a call and they pay for it, I got to respond. So that's why I put that out there. So another thing is I've got some ebooks. I've put ebooks in there as well. If you guys want to read those ebooks, I've got an autobiography about my story, as well as I've got travel hacks and other information in ebook format. So check those out on Amazon Kindle. Now, let's talk about how I actually make money. So the first thing is I've got something from the VA. So I was in the Navy for 8.5 years. That is a little nest egg that, is there. Hopefully that'll be there for as long as I need it. But, I don't want to be fully dependent on a retirement thing. And people might automatically say, well, okay, that's why he does, that's how he can do it. No, it's a very small amount of money. It's not a lot of money. It's something. But I'm saying that if you're older or if you're younger and you want to be in this position, try to get something, whether it's like a 401k or some sort of retirement plan or some sort of benefit that pays you monthly. One of the best ways, if you're a young person, is go into the military and you can get something that way. You don't always have to do 20 years, but doing 20 years definitely will give you a nice little nest egg. But that's just one idea. I mean, there's other ways to get it, working for federal jobs or state, local jobs, or even corporations. Some companies even give you stock buybacks, stuff like that. Now let's talk about that as well. So when I was working the 9 to 5, or when I had income coming in, the number one thing that I was thinking about was, hey, I've got extra money. What should I do with it? And of course, when you're young, you're like, well, I just want more money so I can party more, because you want to live life, right? You're like, more money, more fun, right? More fun ducats. Well, as you get older and you've partied enough, you're kind of like, well, partying and going out and night clubbing is not necessarily fun anymore. So you want other places to put your money. Well, I would suggest putting your money into investments like cryptocurrency right now, in particular, Bitcoin. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying this is what I've done. And whether or not you do it into Bitcoin, or if you do it into stocks, or if you do it into ETFs or whatever, that's up to you. But I will say that this has been something that worked for me. Now, when I first started investing in stocks, I invested very immaturely, and I would basically get into penny stocks. I didn't want to invest in the best stocks. I wanted to invest in things that were penny stocks, like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous projects or ridiculous stocks. When I started making money was when I started investing in things like Apple, Google, Waste Management, Microsoft, the big ones, the ones that you don't really want to get in because they're not get rich quick. But when I actually started investing in the top companies and the top projects is when I actually started earning money. And then I started investing in things like the Vanguard ETF, the S&P 500. I started investing in NASDAQ. Those things actually pay a dividend at the end of some of them at the end of the month, some of them at the end of every 3 months. And those are the things that, you get enough of those, that kind of income. There's a couple $100 a month on top of your portfolio balance growing. So it's like, getting smart money. They call it smart money, investing your money wisely. Don't chase the get rich quick schemes. Invest, I would say at the very minimum, do speculative investing, because there's three types of investing. For those of you who follow my other channel, Economic News Insights, I know some of you are over there. One of my advices that I give over on that other channel is there's basically three types of investing. There's conservative investing, which is basically investing in the S&P, the NASDAQ, Google, or Apple. Those are like the strong projects. Then there's like the mid-level, which is more speculative. That's going to be stuff like Palantir maybe, or like something even more speculative than that. I don't know, like Snapchat stock or GoPro stock, very speculative stocks. Actually, at some point in time, I would say some of those meme stocks have become gambling. Now, gambling is the third one. When it comes to investing in cryptocurrency, I would say a conservative investment would be maybe Bitcoin, or maybe a speculative investment is Bitcoin. Whereas everything outside of that, all the altcoins and stuff, might be considered gambling. And so I would say try to avoid gambling. Once you get a little bit more built up, you maybe have a little bit more. Whoa, what is going on here? my lights have went out. Oh man, let me see here. Why did my lights go out in here? That's no good. Sorry about that. The lighting is. You guys can hold on 1 second. Geez, why did that just happen? Let's see. Oh well. Okay, you guys still there? Can you guys hear me? I don't know if the internet's still going, but sorry. Can you guys see me? The whole lights went out in here. That's crazy. Why would that happen? I know there's going to be people in the comments. They're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, it's the spirits. You said something that upset someone." Can you guys hear me? Okay, so you guys can still hear me. Thank you, Share Market Goldmine, for letting me know. Okay, I apologize about that. And the lights are still not on, but I'm trying to get some good lighting in here. I just don't know what it's going to take to get some good lighting, but maybe it won't be able to happen. All right. Anyway, so the next thing is these YouTube channels. As you know, I have many different YouTube channels. I have the VertCam YouTube channel. I have the Island Hopper TV channel that you're watching now. I have an Arizona channel. And then I also have Economic News Insights. Each one of those create an income. So, some of those incomes are small. Some of them are large. But, you can have those kind of jobs where you can have in some sort of influencer. Also, doing coaching. I've been doing coaching on the Arizona channel. I've been doing coaching on this travel channel. That's another form of income. So you can have e-products or digital products, things that you can sell that are offerings to people who are interested in things that, basically provide them additional information. Some other jobs that people do, they do e-learning. Okay. So that online teaching, that stuff, but people even do tutoring online. They're just signed up for some tutoring programs. I know people who do virtual assistant. People work on Fiverr. They work on other sites like that, where they I use people on Fiverr all the time for their skills, whatever their skill is, whether it be ebooks or whether it be YouTube coaching. I even go to people who I learn from people on YouTube or on Fiverr about how to do YouTube. I use their graphic design services. Sometimes I'll ask someone for AI coaching on there. and maybe you become proficient in AI, and then you start teaching people how to use AI. Uh, so many different AI tools out there. I know that I use Midjourney. I use other products out there, Gemini, ChatGPT. And sometimes if I want to get some more information, I might go to YouTube. So you could create a YouTube video about how to use AI, or you could become a coach. You can even go on Fiverr, use one of their services, learn from an AI coach, and and then you can start teaching AI coaching. So this is just ideas. You have to develop skills, and then you have to teach people those skills once you become proficient yourself. There's this saying out there, there's those who teach, and then there's those who do. So usually it's those who are actually doing that don't take the time to teach. I've actually been doing, so I am taking the time to teach. I'm not one of those people who just only been a teacher and only talk about it. I'm someone who's actually done it, and I'm sharing my information. So I've done these things, been successful with it, and then sharing the information. Whereas some people, they'll just talk about being a coach, but then you find out they've never actually traveled, they've never actually done anything that they're talking about teaching. It's like in college, that's one of the things that's wrong with the college institution, is that they have these teachers that teach business, but they've never actually opened a business. Well, that's not a very good person to learn business from, is it? You want to be learning from people who've actually done things, right? So I would say that when you're a coach, make sure you've been one of those people who've actually done the thing. It's like if you're going to coach football, make sure you were someone who actually played football and learned football. You might not have been good, but you're good at coaching, like Bill Belichick. I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick was not too good at football. I mean, he's not a very big guy. He doesn't have the athletic build of a football player, but he's a really good coach. So I mean, it's not necessarily about how good you are at it. It's, did you actually do it? So I would say in some cases you should be good at it if you're going to teach people, but I'm saying there could be limitations as to why you weren't able to do that to a full capacity. But that's a great way to make money. Is teaching other people online right now is very common, and YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, selling courses. This is a very good way to make money while you're actually traveling. I don't do That's not my mainstream of income. Coaching is probably like very low on my list of things that earn me income. I would say if I was to look at the biggest things, I would say having more than one YouTube channel. Obviously, you can only have like, one travel channel. So you need other niches, whether it be teaching economics, whether it be teaching AI, teaching, I don't know, software, teaching video editing, teaching um, anything. You could teach anything on YouTube, and then you create a brand. I would say give it about 6 months. I actually did create an ebook about how to create a travel brand. You guys can buy that ebook. I basically wrote out the whole process of creating a travel company, creating a travel brand on YouTube. So if you guys want to actually get that ebook, you can check in the description. There's the link to my ebooks. You can actually download that. The information is there. How to start a successful YouTube channel. Some of you guys might be interested in that. That's just for people. I mean, it's $20. That's good. That's basically my information. It's kind of like, I mean, it could be worth a lot more than $20 to some of you if you actually, want to create an Island Hopper TV kind of channel, right? So, I mean, that information's there for $20. I mean, it could be a great investment for those of you. I can tell you, you can make $20 in a month easy on a travel channel once you're up and running. So that $20 could be a great investment. But yeah, that link is in the description. But I teach a bunch of different subjects, and it makes me money. I mean, it's interesting how these opportunities exist these days. And, I'm just telling you, like I said in the very beginning, I believe that anyone can do it. And, there's always these cliches people say, yeah, well, no, not everyone can do it. It takes money to make money. I'm telling you, when I started traveling, I had $50,000 in debt. I just had a passion for travel. So how do you go from $50,000 in debt, pay off your debt, to out of debt just like that while traveling? It's kind of weird, right? You would think that, well, the first thing you would think was, well, I'd have to stop traveling and have to stay home and I'd have to work. Well, it was like the opposite for me. It was like when I was staying home, I was not paying off my debt. So the more I was home, the higher my debt was going. When I actually started traveling, is when I actually started getting out of debt. Isn't that kind of unique how that happens? So it's like a momentum thing. It's like an energy thing. Like things in motion bring motion. I mean, you want to break out of a rut, you want to get your life in gear, you want to start accelerating, you got to get going. They call it a leap of faith. I mean, there's power in a leap of faith. There's a reason it's called the leap of faith. The leap of faith is going into the unknown, not knowing what to expect moving forward. Oh, now they turn it on. Okay. Lights, camera, action. Oh, man. That's the thing with power outages. Where's everyone tuning in from today? Thank you to everyone who's smashing up the likes. We'll turn it over to you now that we've had the conversation after about 15 minutes about how to make money online. But we'll open it up to you guys. Someone said, what platforms are you using to teach or sell your products? So I'm using Kindle. There's also a new one that I'm going to start using called Gumroad. Gumroad has ebooks. But there's another one called School I've been looking at. I haven't really been doing that. If you guys go on my link to actually book a travel or a one-on-one call with me for travel, it's not necessarily teaching people how to, make money online, although I might start doing coaching on that specifically, which is basically like someone would call me or we'd have a call and we'd talk about them. And then we would see what I think would be better suited for their skill set. You could probably get one of those calls from me right now if you just book the call one-on-one on travel, and then you say, hey, look, I'm actually want to talk to you about how I can make money online while I travel. This is what my skill sets are, and this is what I can do. And then we can try and figure out something that's tailored to your personality or things that are your strengths. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, the number one thing is I have to make sure that all you guys know every single one of you that's watching this can do it. And it's not hype. It's not BS. I mean, the only difference between someone who actually succeeds and the difference between someone who's going to fail at it is, number one, is how much effort are you willing to put into it? And then number two is, are you willing to go and never give up? There's a lot of saying out there. They say the only way you can fail is if you give up. That's true. I mean, it sounds cliche, but I mean, a lot of people, they're lazy. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to be consistent. So they always get mediocre results. There is a problem with that. I mean, I know that there's times when I go into lab mode. When I'm in lab mode, sometimes I just cut off my communication with like people, and I just focus on the work. And every day I wake up, and all day I'll just be chipping away at the computer from like, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 in the morning. Sometimes it's 10 in the morning because I stay up. I like to burn the midnight oil, stay up late at night. So like a day when I'm in the lab mode, even when I'm traveling, what I'll do is I'll wake up at 10, go for breakfast, go for a walk. You got to wake up. You don't want to just go straight to the computer. You don't want to go just straight to the emails and work. So I wake up and then I'll like go for a walk, go get some breakfast, maybe go to the sauna or get a foot massage, get a massage or something, or just get a little bit of exercise. I really love riding the bikes. Riding a bike is a great way. And then once I've done that by like 1 or 2, I'm all woke up. I'm waking up, and then I'll start my day doing my work, and then I'll dial it in, and then like 2, and then 3 o'clock I'll get a coffee. Believe it or not, a late day coffee, like a middle of the day coffee. And once I got my coffee, I'm only drinking coffee to basically work at the computer. Because if I just sit at the computer without a coffee, I'm really kind of like, oh man, what am I doing here? But the second I got that coffee, I really dial it in. And that coffee really helps me, whatever it is, tea, coffee, or whatever it is that gives you that little kick. Once you got that, then you just start studying. You start watching YouTube videos. Like, for example, one of the things I started doing lately was learning AI. Everyone's saying learn AI. So I'm like, oh boy, I can either look at AI as this bad thing, or I can look at it as this opportunity. So I was like, well, I got to learn AI. So I started using new AI tools. I started learning AI. I was asking ChatGPT, what's the best AI for this? What's this? What's this? I was studying Claude. I was using Perplexity. I was using ChatGPT. I've used Grok. I've used DeepSeek. I mean, I was just like, I want to learn about all of the different products that exist. I want to learn about everything that exists. And then I just went all in on it. And I do that even when I'm traveling. So sometimes I'll just find a city that I know is cheap, affordable, and got good quality of life, got gyms, got saunas, things that I like, got bikes, got bike paths. Every city is different. Not every city is going to have every single thing that I want, the type of food or whatever, but find those places and then chill. That's the life of a digital nomad. You don't just stay in one place. Everyone's like, what place do you want to live? I'm like, I want to live in a bunch of places. Like, I'm not just trying to stay in Bangkok. I'm not just trying to stay in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Bali, or Tokyo. I'm trying to go global. Like, I love going around and finding new cities to, like, post up, whether it be Barcelona or Amsterdam or Lisbon. It's like, I'm not trying to live in one. Number one is when you live in one place, then you get subject to their tax code. So it's like, if you stay in some place too long, you'll have to start paying local taxes, you know. And I don't know, like, I even when I stay in a place, like, for example, if I'm in Singapore, I might stay in east side or east side, like around Marine Parade, and then I'll move to Novena, and then I'll move to like Chinatown, and then I'll move to, I don't know, maybe I'll go down towards like Orchard, or I'll go towards another part of the city. And so, like, I book my hotels, like, the most I'll do is like 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 days, and then after 2 or 3 days, if I want to stay more, I will. After 2 or 3 days, if I don't want to stay, then I can move to Novena, or I can move to Orchard, or I could actually just leave and I could go to Bangkok, or I could go to Kuala Lumpur. Like, recently, what I was doing when I was in Singapore was I was just doing land border crossings into Malaysia. And then I would, if I was in JB, if I found a good price in JB, I'd stay there and work for a couple days in JB. And then I would go towards maybe Malacca or Kuala Lumpur. And I did that recently. And then I actually drove back down to Singapore, and then I flew back up to Bangkok, and I've been posted up in Bangkok for a while. And then I'll go, I'm just so you know, in case you're wondering where I'm planning on going, Kazakhstan, Romania, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. These are places I haven't been. So those are on my radar very high. Hopefully I can get out to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and do all that this summer, because I know that in wintertime I won't want to go. So I got to do it pretty quickly, but I'm excited to explore Kazakhstan. I've seen, it's a big country right there in the Middle East. I mean, it is literally like the Middle East. I don't know if it's considered necessarily a Middle Eastern country, but Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and then Georgia, Romania, like I said, I mean, those aren't necessarily, those are Europe, but they're around the Caucasus Mountains. You guys all know why they're called the Caucasus, why you're called a Caucasian if you're from Europe, right? It's because if you're from Europe and you're west of the Caucasus, that's a Caucasian. A lot of people don't know that the Caucasus Mountains are where the word Caucasian comes from. And those are the people who are from west. That's the Western world. If you're to the east of the Caucasus, that's the Middle East. All the way to the far end is the Far East, which is China. So the Middle East of the Caucasus. So Middle east of the Caucasus to the west of the Caucasus is the Western world, known as the West, and those people from there are the Caucasians. Anyways, that's just another thing. Someone said, go to Dagestan 2 to 3 years and forget. Yeah, I mean, all those places seem like they got really good food, great, beautiful nature. I just don't know if I'd want to be there in the wintertime. Thank you, Jovino. Where are you watching from? Someone said, I love your lifestyle. It takes a lot of effort to do that. I admire that. Actually, it doesn't take a lot of effort. I think it's more draining to stay home. And I don't know. I feel like being being home for a long time is draining for me. Travel is not very draining. As you know, I've got a cough. Those kind of things do happen. I was thinking about making a video about some of the challenges that come up when you're traveling. Some of the things that have come up, like mail, getting mail here is always a difficulty. Like, I have a mailbox in the US, and then someone's got to mail me some of my mail, like my brother. And I do that like 3 or 4 months, every 3 or 4 months. Like, I'll make sure I get new cards, because cards, credit cards, debit cards, they get lost, or they get tethered, they get worn out, whatever. And you got to get new mail, and you got to make sure, in case someone's trying to get a hold of you, whether it's like some bill collector or something. But that's always like annoying. Or like the state's trying to get a hold of me for something, and like, every 3 or 4 months, I'm like, all right, let's see who's trying to hassle me now. Hopefully it's nobody, but that's one thing that's annoying. And then the health thing. But the health thing is, you got to stay on top of that. It's something that I'm learning, like, if you start to get, the thing is with health, like, things can add up over time. So, if you've got an issue, you try and start addressing it immediately, because what ends up happening is you put a bubble gum on that one, and then you pop a leak over here, and then you got like two different health issues, whether it be skin condition, or whether it be tooth conditions, or knee problems, or something like that, or, whatever it is, a cough. Those kind of things happen. You got to roll with the punches. Sometimes people are dealing with 2 or 3 different health ailments and they're trying to travel. But some cities, I think, like in Bangkok and Singapore, Singapore is known as a health city, good healthcare, but very expensive. Bangkok's also known as a health, like some of these places, people go to Bangkok just to get health things done. For example, veneers. Someone I know someone who did veneers here recently, or they do Invisalign. They said like in Boston, if they were going to do Invisalign, it was like $10,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, but they got it done in Bangkok for like 2,500. Maybe someone will, like, I got another buddy, he's in Vietnam, he's doing a bunch of blood tests, trying to he gets his blood taken every single month because he's trying to optimize his health, because he's got high cholesterol, he's got high risk of this, high risk of that. So what he's doing is he's like getting blood readings on blood tests in Vietnam because he says it's really cheap. I mean, this is all things that people are doing that you could also do. So it's like travel doesn't necessarily have to start. You don't have to sacrifice your health so that you can travel, because in a lot of these places they've got really good healthcare. They've got decent healthcare for affordable prices. You can actually get some things fixed by traveling, for a more affordable. The key, I think, is the subject of this video: how to make money and travel. And I'm telling you right now, in this day and age, every single one of you watching this video can do it. It's just you got to pay attention to how to do it. You gotta take time to learn how to do it. Watching videos like this, I mean, I'm telling you, I know I'm not someone who just talks about how to make money and travel. I've literally been doing this for over 10 years. I sometimes pinch myself and I'm like, how does this even happen? How are these opportunities even available? And then, I'm like, well, I could just keep the opportunities to myself and just, monopolize the market and just keep doing everything and just do it myself. Or I could share the information, because it's not always all about me, selfish. Yeah, it's easy to be selfish, but sometimes you actually feel more happy when you help other people. Like these videos, I don't make any money when I make a video about this. It's good for my brand, I guess, or maybe it could be negative for my brand. I have no idea, but it doesn't really seem like it has a positive impact. But I also let people know I do travel coaching. I can make some money there. But I mean, do I really need $150 if I'm, $150 here and there doesn't really move the needle. There's like thousands of dollars move the needle, but how many calls do I got to do to get $1,000? So, but more than anything, I just enjoy getting on a phone call and giving people information, and then them emailing me later and saying, man, your advice was great. I'm so glad I got a hold of you. When I get those, that actually gives me like a boost of serotonin, gives me a boost of dopamine. I actually feel good about myself. And so life isn't all about money. Like, money is a tool, it's a resource to do more things. But I mean, I'm not saying I don't want money. I'm just saying, like, that's only one component of it. Like, human interactions, positive vibes, good feelings, those are things that are really important, because that's part of your mental health, that's part of your physical health. Like, try to do more good than bad, right? Like karma: do more good, get more good; do bad, get bad. So you're like, okay, I don't want anything bad to happen to me, so I don't want to do anything bad. Like, you don't be those guys out there trying to scam or cheat, because that's not sustainable. That's not healthy money. You want healthy money so you can sleep good at night, and all that. So I mean, the more good you do, the more that's like going to help, give you a good vibe and a healthy night's sleep. Someone said, do I chew tobacco? No, I have chewed tobacco. When I was in the Navy, I used to chew tobacco. I was on night shifts up on the flight deck. Everyone was dipping, and I did it. But then I don't know, like, I would get like a real buzz off of it. I would get like a real buzz at night on the flight deck. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a flight deck of an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's kind of cool. Sometimes it's windy. Sometimes it's very calm out there, and the aircraft carrier is moving, 15 to 20 knots, sometimes less, sometimes more. But you're just up there dipping at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You look up at Guam, you're over Guam, and you just see stars and everything, and you're dipping, and you're just like working. You're like sitting there, turning wrenches, and you're dipping. And I was just like, oh man, I think I feel a little too buzzed for this. It was like it was on it. They should be illegal up there, actually. I mean, I was getting a buzz off the nicotine. But no, I don't chew tobacco. Do I look like I chew tobacco? Sorry for, did you say most of your income comes from YouTube channels? Most of my income, some of my income does come from, I do have like over 5 monetized YouTube channels. So, I mean, if you add all those up, that does make up a pretty good bit of income. I would say, I mean, a big channel like this is going to make you some money. I mean, these channels, like having 455,000 subscribers on YouTube is different than having 455,000 on Facebook or Instagram. Like you have 455 followers on Facebook, you might make $0. You have 455,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're going to have a lot more than $0. So I mean, make sure you know, I would say focus on YouTube. YouTube's the one that pays the cash money. That's Google. From my experience, Google actually pays. Meta, Facebook, Instagram, because Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I make $0 on any one of those apps. I know there's people out there who make money on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't know anybody who really does. So YouTube, I could say, yeah, YouTube's the way to go. Someone says, any plans long term, like 20 years ahead? Well, all this traveling that I'm doing, you know, I do like to build things. So I was telling my dad, I was like, man, maybe one day I'll build a house or buy some property in Costa Rica or in Hawaii and build a house. And you know, everyone thinks like, oh, is that going to be your forever house? I'm like, a forever house? Like, are you kidding me? That's just something I'll do. I'll do that until I get bored. You know, it's like, who knows? Maybe it could become my forever house, but I'm not the type of person to like stay locked down to a place. Like, I'll build a farm, I'll build a ranch, and then once it's done and I'm bored with it, then I'll sell it. That's the type of person I am. I'm the type of person who builds things and then flips them, sells them, you know, like that. I'm a builder. I'm not one of those types of people. I'm a nomad. I'm a nomadic builder. That's just my personality. Everyone's got a different type of personality. Some people are alpha, some people are beta, some people are sigma, or whatever these things are that people get into. You know, if someone was saying, what's your love language? I'm like, oh man, I don't even know. They're like, do you like giving gifts? Do you like receiving gifts? Do you like giving physical touch? I'm like, oh boy. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, that's like pop culture stuff, but still something to talk about. Someone said, I followed you since you were living in Hawaii. Yeah, I was thinking about going back out to Hawaii. It seems like my most loyal followers on Island Hopper are people who knew me back when we were in Hawaii. Like all the people who comment the most are like, man, I knew you back when you were in Kona. I knew you back when you were in Maui. I knew back when you made videos about the Big Island. Like, that's my most loyal subscriber base. Like Tyler, Dante, I see you guys. Thank you. Georgia or Tyler, that's funny. Durango, Mexico in the house. Nice. Someone said, does your ease of travel come due to the fact that Passport helps you into many countries visa free, or you also keep facing visa application challenges on your travel? Oh, for sure. It helps having an American passport. American passport is going down though. So it's like American passport used to be up here, but now it's kind of like going down, down, down. Like, I mean, that's why I pay so much attention to the politics. I'm like, hey man, let's work on our geopolitical, like let's work on our foreign diplomacy so that our passport's strong so I can travel more. You know, like, I guess that's a selfish need of mine, right? Like making sure we have a good foreign policy. But yeah, I mean, having a U.S. passport definitely helps, I would say, more so than anything. I mean, but like I said, I mean, it's going down in value. Like if you look at the top 10 most valuable passports right now, I think it's like Japan, Singapore, Switzerland. I mean, I don't know where the U.S. ranks anymore. I mean, I guess I could look it up. What are the top 10? What are the top 10 passports? So yeah, I mean, there is a benefit to that. I know it's unfortunate. Like I have friends in the Philippines, I have friends in other places who aspire to go to all these places, but they can't because, you know, their passport's not very strong. Okay, so it looks like Singapore, Japan, South Korea, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany. So the U.S. isn't even on this top 10. Oh no, the U.S. is in the top 10, but there's like 30 countries ahead of it. So like, if anything, when I see that, because Singapore, for example, has 193 visa-free destinations. The United States, 182. But like countries that are ahead of the U.S., Croatia, Latvia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Canada, Estonia, United Arab Emirates, Australia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Malta, Poland, UK, Greece, New Zealand, Switzerland. So, I mean, if you're someone who's in another one of those countries where like Philippines or where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Uh, anyway, so if let's just say you're in a country and let's say you're from Kenya, or let's say you're from Tanzania, or uh, Dominican Republic, or Vietnam, or I don't know, whatever country you're from, Colombia, who knows? Um, Try to see if you can get a passport from somewhere like Malta or Poland. But if you're living in the Philippines or Kenya or um, Iran, or I don't know where people watch from. I always ask people where they're watching from. The reason I ask you guys where you're watching from is because I like to know where everyone's watching from, so I know what information to share. But I always say, like, to someone in Thailand or something, they'll be like, "It's not fair how I always see these people from UK or from the United States or from Japan or something like this traveling," and I'm like, you do realize that they have access to the exact same thing you have access to. It's the internet. They make money on the internet, and you too can make money on the internet. And they're like, no, I can't. I'm like, everyone, anyone, anywhere you're from can make money on the internet. The big difference is whatever you create, you want to be trustworthy. So you have to build trust. If people don't trust you, or if you create something that's crooked or sideways, or you don't like doing business correctly, you're going to fail. I'm telling you right now, there's only one way to do business, and it's called doing good business. You do good business, good things are going to happen. You might have to take time. Sure, there might be fast ways to scam or whatever, but what I'm ultimately saying is, if you create something sustainable, you build on a strong foundation and you build up, no matter how long it takes to put those brick by brick by brick by brick, what you're building is something that's built ironclad. That thing is going to last, and people are going to trust your product, and they're going to trust you. I mean, people that get money and then they'll lose it because they scammed. So what I'm saying is, these opportunities exist for everyone, and you have to have the correct principle, which is always make sure that whatever you're being honest, and you have integrity, and it will succeed. And I tell this to anyone, no matter what country they're in, whether they're in the US or whether they're in Philippines or whether they're in Iran or whatever country someone's in. Anyone can do it as long as you have access to the internet. Anyone can create a YouTube channel. Some people are like, well, I have an accent. Well, if you have an accent, then do one of those channels that don't require you to talk. There's plenty of YouTube channels and plenty of opportunities to make videos where you don't have to talk. Hey, what's going on, Kai? Thanks for the island or the super chat. Appreciate it. Share market says India. Okay, so we got Washington State in the house. We got India in the house. We got Argentina. We got Tacoma, Washington. Wow. Lots of variety here. It says is people watching from Hawaii, headed up country, Maui. Wow. Someone said, here from Argentina, from your videos. I guess you don't like coming here so much. I don't blame you. I actually do like Argentina. Like I said, I mean, I've only been to Argentina one time. I went from Santiago to Mendoza. I crossed the Andes. That's absolutely a beautiful road, crazy road. What an experience that was. It was a nice bus too. The border crossing was way up on the mountains. Oh my gosh, that's crazy up there. I mean, if I would have known how cool that was going to be, I probably would have paid more attention. That was a cool experience. And then coming down onto the Argentina side. The thing with Argentina or any part of that world, honestly, it's just so hard to get to. It's tucked way down there, way, 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 way. Like from Singapore, I was telling my friend she wants to go to Patagonia in Chile, and she's like, I don't think there's a place that's further away that's harder to get to than Santiago, Chile. But in this case, on the other side of Santiago would be Buenos Aires or Tierra del Fuego. But yeah, I mean, I went to Buenos Aires and then I went over to Uruguay. It has nothing to do with whether or not I don't like Argentina or like Argentina. I think it's a good country. And I'd like to get down to Tierra del Fuego more. And even that southern part, but it's just so far away. It's really tucked away. Once you go down there, because I'm a traveler that likes forward progress. I don't like to have to backtrack. So if I was to go down to Argentina or to Chile, I have to go down there. I can't forward progress because forward progress from there is really just Antarctica. And I'm not in a hurry to go to Antarctica. That's a place everyone's like, oh, don't you want to go to Antarctica? Don't you want to get the 7 continents? And I'm like, no, I don't really want to go to Antarctica. like no, 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 I don't want to go to Antarctica. I don't know. Someone said Washington, D.C., Brisbane, Australia. Nice. I love Australia. Australia is another place I want to get back down to right now. It's so cold. I heard I have all my friends down in Australia right now. They're like, it's so cold down here. Even in New Zealand, they were saying it's so cold right now. Australia gets some like, it's not like they get below freezing, but they some I guess some of them get below freezing. But Australia in the winter, especially in like, I'm not going to say Brisbane, but Sydney, Newcastle, down towards like Victoria or New South Wales, I hear it's just so cold, so cold. Mary, thank you, Mary. But yeah, so I want to get back down to the Southern Hemisphere. I do like the Southern Hemisphere and Argentina. I do like Argentina. Did I make some comments before where I said that I didn't like Argentina? The only thing that I've ever said negative about Argentina was that I like Argentina steakhouses. Like here in Bangkok or wherever I'm at, they'll have like one El Gaucho Argentina Steakhouse, and they have like 3 or 4 of them along Sukhumvit, and I love their steak. But then when I went to Argentina, I was like, everyone's like, yeah, get some steak, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some Argentina steak. Well, the first steak I got in one of the old town areas in Buenos Aires, it was like chewy, like rubber. I was like, ugh, like chewy. I was like, okay, that's not Argentina steak. So I was like, oh, I just put it on the restaurant. So then I went to another restaurant and I ordered steak, and I was like, oh no, that's not very good steak either. I'm like, where do they get this steak from? And I type it in. I guess they were getting a lot of their steak from the U.S. And I was like, well, yeah, they're reporting the steak from the U.S. It's coming all the way down here to Argentina. I was like, where do I get the like real Argentina steak? I couldn't find it. So that was the only negative thing that I was saying was like Argentina steak is like one of the most famous in the world. But every time I was trying to try Argentina steak, I wasn't getting any decent steak. That's all it came down to. The Yard Dad says, Utah, USA. Someone said, do you speak multiple languages considering all your adventures? Great question. Yeah, I mean, I know like basic vernacular, basic words. The second language that I speak the best is poquito español. Habla poquito español. And I can get by. I probably know about 20 to 30% of the words in Spanish. So like every time I go down to like Latin America, I always come back like learning new words. I was even thinking about like the best way to like learn a foreign language is like one word a day. So like if I was to stay in, let's say I wanted to learn Mandarin or I wanted to learn Thai, for example, I would just try to learn one word a day and then just focus that whole day on installing that word into my memory bank. So like in Thai, I mean, I don't know if you guys have an interest in Thai or whatever, but you could say like neat noi, little bit, or chai. Chai is yes, my chai, no. Or sawadee kap, which is hello, or kap kun kap, which is thank you. Like picking up words like that, but then adding more words like sawai. Sawai is beautiful. Or if you wanted to say very beautiful, you say sawai mak mak. So you can pick up words, pick up terms every day. So if I was to do that, I would say that would be a great way to do it. I mean, I got so many other things going on, but I was like, every day I just need to be learning one word wherever I'm at. Or, sometimes I'll just go to one place and I'll just be there, and then I don't ever have to use that language again. So it's like pointless to try and pick it up. But I always like to know yes, please, or please, thank you, and hello every place I go. So, it just depends. Someone said expat combat vet, and I think moved to Cebu City. What do you think? Oh, David, you trying to move to Cebu City? Cebu City. No, I would say move to Cebu, but I wouldn't try to move to Cebu City. But I don't know if you know this, but there's a big expat community in a place like Dumaguete. So Dumaguete is on the other side of Cebu, in Negros Island. So Negros is a beautiful place, but the interesting thing about Cebu, everyone's always trying to correct me on how I say Cebu, but Cebu is, there's like these straits, these beautiful straits. Like I was on this place called Malboal, which faces over towards Negros Island. There's a waterway in between there. You're almost like, hey, I could just get one of those boats and just hop over. It takes a lot longer to get there. I went from like Toledo to San Carlos, or San Carlos to Toledo, from Negros over to Cebu. And it took like 3 or 4 hours on one of those slow moving ferries with cars and stuff. But it's beautiful because like you'll be on the southern end of Cebu and you could see Negros over there. And in the morning time, oh my gosh, it's heavenly. It's paradise, man. But the other side of Cebu, where Cebu City is, you've got Lapu Lapu. It's not as scenic, and you look out over there, you've got like Leyte off in the distance. You've got a lot of islands out there. Like in the north, they got Malapascua, they got Bantayan, and then they got I went to a really cool one in between called Camotes. That's in between Leyte. But Cebu City, I wouldn't live in Cebu City. No, not me. Maybe on the either the north or the south of Cebu City. But if I was to live on Cebu, I would probably aim towards the southern part of the island. My favorite places in Philippines to live. Oh man, see that's the thing. Like I'm so nomadic, I wouldn't just post up there in one place. I like to do like short stays. Maybe I'll do a week here, a week there. Like I'll do a week on Siquijor, I'll do a week on Surigao, or maybe 2 weeks on Surigao. I'll do like 2 weeks in Cebu. I'll do like these are visas. You got to. I like Panglao. I like Bohol. Honestly, I like Panglao and Bohol. I've thought about that a couple times. Like, where's my favorite place to like post up? It seemed like I always was like leaning towards Panglao. I don't know if you've ever heard of Panglao or Bohol. Someone said I was thinking 3 months at a time around Southeast Asia. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I always tell people like people coming over here for like 10 days and in 2 weeks. I'm like, that's not enough time. That's just enough time to get you excited to want to go back home to come back again. You need more time than that to. Well, there's a couple reasons if you're coming from the USA why you need more time in Southeast Asia is because you're totally flipping your circadian rhythm. It might be 11 in the morning in one place and then 11 at night. So you're literally flipping your circadian rhythm. That's not really good to do to your body too much, right? But I would say also you need so much time to get around. Like get around. The very first time I think it's okay because like the first time I came over here was like for a couple months. No, actually I never came over for 2 weeks. I don't think I've ever come over for just 2 weeks. Maybe one time when I got my phone pickpocketed. I had to turn around. Someone said Thailand, Vietnam, Da Nang, Surigao Island. Surigao is good, but Surigao, they lack infrastructure. Also, like the locals are not too happy because they're being like colonized. There's a lot of gentrification happening on that island because so many people from so many countries are like foreigners are like invading Surigao, and like the locals are being pushed out of like all the cheap accommodations. Like people love Surigao so much because they got Cloud9 and they got all the surfing areas. So like surfers just go over there, live like bohemians out there, and then they'll just live in like one of those tiki huts that some local used to live in, but they'll pay like $100 extra for the tiki hut that doesn't have any AC or anything, but they just love surfing so much out there at Cloud9 that so the locals are like being displaced because all these foreigners are coming in. So Surigao's got that problem going on. So I wouldn't consider living on Surigao because there's too much animosity. They don't mind if you come and visit, but what they don't want you to do is stay on Surigao. It's not like that in most places around Philippines, but Surigao, they need to build up the infrastructure for the locals and for the tourists because that place is a mecca. That's like going to be the next that could be the next Bali. I don't want it to be the next Bali, but I'm just saying, like, as people discover Surigao, it's got the vibes, it's got the stuff, it's got pretty much all the stuff that could make it a 5-star tourist destination. If that was in Thailand, it would be the next Phuket. Speaking of Phuket, I mean, but the thing is, they build these island communities. They don't build them for sustainable infrastructure. So they build like one lane roads. Like look at Phuket, like it's a traffic jam. Look at Bali, like traffic jams everywhere. Like to go from the airport to Canggu or to go from the airport to Seminyak or even Ubud. I mean, look how long it takes because you're stuck in traffic. But if you look on a map, it's like, oh, it's 24 kilometers. It's going to take 3 hours. 3 hours to go 24 kilometers in Bali. Come on, guys, what's going on with that? Well, it's because they grow so fast, and there's the people who are building out the infrastructure. They don't think ahead like that. They don't like prepare for the popularity. Surigao knows it's coming. I mean, if anything, it's kind of obvious at this point in time that Surigao is about to could become like the next number one place, and it's gonna like Boracay, for example. Boracay is a beautiful place, but it's way too overrun. It's not designed properly. The infrastructure is terrible. I mean, they even had to shut it down because Boracay became too popular for its own good. That's what's going to happen in Surigao. Is the government ready to plan for Surigao's growth? Probably not, because they never have before. So I don't really see it happening, but it's coming to Surigao for sure. Someone said trying to purchase building a travel brand ebook. However, only a sample is available. Oh, however, only a sample. Really? Even if you buy the whole ebook? So is it on Kindle? So I think did you purchase it? And it should say to download it. If you've actually purchased the ebook on Kindle and they didn't give it to you, you can email me. Just go to the contact us page, email me, and I'll send you the copy. But show me the receipt that you actually bought it, and then I'll send it to you. That's crazy if that's the case. But it's Kindle. I mean, Kindle should work fine. I think you have to like purchase the ebook and then it sends it. I don't know how it works, but it should work. But like I said, if it didn't, definitely send me an email and I'll send you the full copy. I can send you the PDF. I can send you the ebook. The people say, "Oh, make an ebook." I'm like, if anything, all they need is the information in the PDF. I mean, so send you a PDF of the information. That's all the information right there. All the pictures and all the like designs of an ebook. Yeah, that's cute, cool, and funny. But really, all you need is the PDF. The PDF for the ebook on how to start a travel brand, because what you really all you need is the information. You're like, give me the information, let me digest the information, let me evaluate the information, then get to work, and then come back to the ebook and then see what the next steps are. And then that information right there is what you need. But it shows you how to start a brand. It talks about how to start the brand, what you need to start the brand, and then it talks about how to start getting views, because with social media you gotta wake up the algorithm. It's like one of those things. You can't just like make a couple videos and then say, oh well, I guess this isn't working. The way the algorithm works is you got to show dedication. It's like a job. Like, you want to get promoted at your job, you got to show commitment. So you got to like keep posting, and you got to keep improving with time. The algorithm will start to show you love. Thank you to 27 people who smashed up the likes. Yeah, double check on Kindle. Check your email. Maybe sometimes they send it on email. I know that on my autobiography, I have 3 different copies that someone can buy. The Diary of a Three-Star Gypsy. That one has Audible. I do Audible with everything, so like that would be my favorite. That's why I put the Audible on there. But other people, they go with the actual paper cover or the ebook. I personally go with Audible because I can listen to it while I'm walking around and traveling or whatever. Uh, yeah. So let's see here. Someone says, if you come to Nanquin, Argentina, Patagonia, I promise you, I will make you a good asado. Oh yeah, what, carne asado, or not carne asada, but asado? Oh, asado. I think I had that in Peru. Is that like a beef? Yeah. Man, the Peru beef was delicious. Man, oh, I love beef, man. I'm a steak eater. I know I probably eat too much beef. Jeez, like I love Japanese steakhouses, or like Japanese steak, Kobe beef, Wagyu. Of course, who doesn't? But it's kind of expensive. But then I also like Korean, the spare ribs. Someone said, make some content about expats in Southeast Asia. I would like to hear your perspective, where you would go. Oh, you want to see where the best places in Southeast Asia are for expats? I mean, yeah, that could be a full video in and of itself. I'll just tell you right now, to everyone who's watching, anyways. The places that I like going in Southeast Asia is kind of like a route. Like, you could call it some people like the old was the hippie trail. Like, what was the old hippie trail? Like, look up the old hippie trail. A lot of those spots are pretty good. I think like Chiang Mai was on the hippie trail. Like some places in Myanmar, some places in Kathmandu. I'm not necessarily saying that I would digital nomad in Kathmandu, but I like Nepal to some extent. I'm not in a hurry to go back there, but I would go back. If I went back to Nepal, I'd probably go back for a longer period of time. But like, look up the hippie trail, look up the Silk Road, and check out some of those premier destinations. But nowadays, I would say there's like the expat trail. So like the expat trail, like these days in Southeast Asia, I'll just share it with you guys right off the top while we're on the live stream. I would say uh, Thailand. Okay, so in Thailand, there's more than just one place that's expat heavy. So let's just start in Krabi. Krabi's got, I would say, if you haven't been to Krabi, you need to check out Krabi. You need to check out Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, and Koh Tao. All three, you need to hit all those in the Gulf of Thailand. I know it's a lot of places, but your route can start like this. You could do, I should probably do this video for Thailand. Every time I make this video about Thailand, I get more information the more I come back to Thailand because I've really done these routes. But you guys should watch my Thailand series that I've already done, but the one that I got now, I don't think there's anyone who's got these. There is people out there who have this information, but I don't know if they're able to make the video like this. But oh man, I want to do it so many ways. I would say first time, land in Krabi. Go up Krabi, go up Surat Thani, go to Koh Samui, go to Koh Phangan, and then Koh Tao. Okay. From Koh Tao, you can bounce over to Champon. Take the ferry to Champon. From Champon, you're going to be, you either got two choices that you can do. You can go south. You can go into Koh Lak and Koh Sak. Cool places, cool vibes, down into Phuket. If you really want to do Phuket, again, this is like the ultimate Thailand trip. You need about 2 months, no joke, 2 months to do this. So you go into Phuket, you fly from Phuket, or you could take the sleeper bus from Phuket up to Hua Hin. You don't want to miss Hua Hin. It's kind of zigzagging around, but Hua Hin is quite good. I would say spending like 3 days around there. They got Cha Am. They got a few places. I actually would live probably in Hua Hin. And then from Hua Hin, head up into Bangkok, do the Bangkok thing. And then from Bangkok, you can actually go up towards, you could go to Kanchanaburi. I recently went to Kanchanaburi. It's where the Death Railroad is. That was where the Japanese were trying to move in from during World War II. They were doing some supply routes coming in from Myanmar. But that's where the Death Railway is. You got some interesting history, but Kanchanaburi now is quite interesting. And then from Kanchanaburi, you can head up towards like Sukhothai, or you could go from Bangkok to Ayutthaya, which is a little bit easier, and then up to Sukhothai, and then to Chiang Mai, and then Chiang Rai. And then you can cross the border into Laos. You can go to all those places in Laos. They got Luang Prabang. They got all those different places just going along the rivers, the Mekong. You can do the other rivers internal in Laos, and then you can wrap back down through Udon Thani, Nong Khai, across the Mekong River into Thailand, down into Udon Thani, Khon Kaen, and then you go down to Korat, Ubon, Ratchathani Thani, and then you can come back down into Pattaya, and then you can go over towards the islands like Koh Chang, Koh Mak, Koh Kood. And that's pretty good. Right now, you don't want to go too close to the Cambodia border. They did just do a ceasefire, Thailand, Cambodia, but you don't want to be too close to the Cambodia border. Although there was a time when I wanted to just go from, I don't know, Buri Ram or something into Siam Reap. We'll see. I mean, but that's a good one. Someone said Phuket is basically that's wild. Someone said, hope all is well, Jeff. Cheers, mate. Enjoy the live little video. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I mean, hopefully the ceasefire with Thailand and Cambodia upholds. And if there is, yeah, you would want to go to Siam Reap because that's where Angkor Wat is. Phnom Penh is okay. I think it's along the Mekong, and you can do like a river boat tour down from Mekong, from Phnom Penh all the way into, that Mekong River, by the time it gets down into Vietnam, is quite wide. I mean, that's a big river. I call it the mighty Mekong, like the mighty Mississippi. I mean, that Mekong River is massive, especially down there south of Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. But yeah, you could do that, and then you could go up into Ho Chi Minh City. I like Ho Chi Minh City. I do like Ho Chi Minh, actually. And then from Ho Chi Minh, you can ride the train, or you could take a bus to Nha Trang. From Nha Trang, that's like south of Thailand. There's also a couple other places, I think, like Dalat and a couple others that you might want to check out in between there if you don't want to do Ho Chi Minh to Nha Trang. From Nha Trang, I would say going north towards Da Nang. Da Nang has become like the hot spot for expats. And people go to places like Hoi An. Hoi An is really beautiful. Thank you to the 33 people who smashed up the likes. If you guys keep smashing up the likes, I'll keep going. But yeah, Hoi An, Da Nang, and then from Da Nang, you go up into Hanoi. Hanoi has a lot of places. They have that lagoon. I can't remember the lagoon. Why am I forgetting the lagoon? And oh man, what is the name of that lagoon? Why am I forgetting the name of that lagoon? Oh man, someone help me. The big lagoon in nearby Hanoi. It's that big, beautiful. It's once you say it, I'm going to remember it. I'm going to be like, why did I forget that? What's the big lagoon in nearby Hanoi? Trivia time, trivia time. You guys like trivia? We should do more trivia live streams. I like travel trivia. Like, okay, guys, what is the largest city in the world in terms of metro population? It always changes, but like Tokyo seems to be at the top of the list typically, right? But someone's gonna tell me the name of that. Someone said, what is the name of that? Why is my internet not letting me search it? I guess because someone in the comments is supposed to answer the big lagoon. No, it's not Nha Trang. It's up there by Hanoi. Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay. That's crazy place. Everyone, don't forget Ha Long Bay. Someone said, genuine question. What countries are popular for having ladyboys as part of their society? Wow. Okay. Ladyboy is part of their society. Thailand, I would say Philippines. I think some places in Polynesia have them. They're called like Fa'afafini. But other than that, I don't really know. I think just Thailand and Philippines are popular. Like, I don't think China has them. I don't think like Japan. I think they have them, but they don't have them like they have them here in Southeast Asia. But yeah, so hope that answers that question. Yeah, bro. Hope you can make a 3-month travel video. Would be cool. Slow travel. Oh man, dude. I've already got the content. It's just a matter of just taking the time to put it together. But that basically goes from Koh Lipe in the south all the way to Chiang Rai, Udon Thani in the north, and everything in between. I've got it. I've got the whole guide. I should make it. I should stop being lazy and just make the ultimate Thailand guide. I've been to pretty much. There's only like 3 or 4 places. I mean, that's how many places are in Thailand. Like if you're talking like a list of top 50 places in Thailand, I've probably been to all of them, but about 4. I've never really been around Buri Ram, Surin, Buri Ram. I haven't been over there. I haven't been to Ubon Ratchathani, but you know, people aren't really trying to go over there. I've never done anything with the Cambodia crossing. I've only been to Cambodia one time a long time ago. I've never really been to Cambodia. Nothing against Cambodia. It's just I haven't made it over there. I gotta get over there. I always wanted to just go from like Bangkok to Cambodia to Vietnam, doing nothing but land border crossings, avoiding all airports. Haven't done it yet. Anyways, thanks to everyone who watched, and thank you to people who already booked one-on-one calls with me. I look forward to talking with you guys on there. Click the link in the description, and I see some of you even bought some ebooks. Nice. I'm glad people are reading those ebooks. Looks like you guys bought the one about how to build a travel channel. That one's a good one. I can see why that one would be the most popular. So we'll see you guys on the next one.